Now, one of the big themes of this video is that if we're going to make ourselves into masters of open guard, we must be effective in situations where our opponent is down on 2 knees and situations where our training partner is standing, and we should be highly effective in both scenarios. There is, however, a middle ground between those two, where very often your opponent will be balanced on 1 knee. So for example, we have a guy down on 2 knees, and he elects to put a knee up, like so. Okay, so we'll just change the angle so you can see what's happening here. And he puts a knee up like this. Okay, not a bad thing for him to do, because that enables him to stand up to two feet, or it enables him to get his knee higher than mine and force his way into half guard. There's a bunch of reasons why your opponent might be doing this. It's not a mistake on his part. It's a perfectly reasonable thing to do, given what he intends. Whenever we see that, don't think that because one of his knees has left the floor that you can no longer apply Hiza Guruma. I demonstrated it earlier with 2 knees down on the mat, okay? But understand it's just as effective when your opponent puts that knee up. As before, we lock up. As before, we put our foot over our training partner's knee. And as before, we start that same action where we push our training partner's leg up and put him over. If anything, Hiza Guruma actually becomes even more effective when your opponent puts the knee off the floor, and typically you get a little more amplitude with the sweep when it's employed in this fashion. I'm going to demonstrate it with my training partner's butt facing the camera so you can see how much more turning effect you get when your opponent puts a knee up. So, start down. We go through and we get our grips. I notice my opponent puts a foot up. We always apply the Hiza Guruma on the knee that's on the floor. Don't try to apply it on the knee that's up. Okay? I put my second hand on. My foot goes in my training partner's knee. And from this position, as always, pull on the elbow. We push on our training partner's knee. And as a result, we get a beautiful Hiza Guruma down to the mat. As always with Hiza Guruma, we typically push on the knee and come down to our own elbow so that our head stays high and will facilitate us taking top position after the sweep. One more time. We get our initial grip. Our opponent puts up a leg. I can still employ the Hiza Guruma on the knee that's down on the floor. And from here, we get a nice sweeping action to take top position. So don't think Hiza Guruma is a move you can only use when your opponent's on 2 knees. As long as he's got 1 knee on the floor, you can use Hiza Guruma on that knee.